And for the Tide, a dominant defense was key to the dynasty under Saban. One of the early stars in the magical run was Australian Jesse Williams. This year, ahead of Bama's game with Vanderbilt, he posted on X that due to a health situation, it may be his last game in Tuscaloosa for a while. And I was able to catch up with Williams that week and talk about his journey and where he is now.
One to the left side, Manziel.
It just takes a quick look at the tape
Jesse Williams takes him down.
to see the impact of Jesse Williams.
I get blown away and people, like, why people still remember me, you know, it feels like forever ago.
From Australia, Tuscaloosa is where he became the Monstar.
Bama's defense swarms in.
What people remember me for is pretty clear. And, you know, that's being a little bit crazy, but being very tough, resilient, you know, never giving up.
Playing with the chip on his shoulder and his heart on his sleeve. Nowadays, he puts that energy into his family.
Hard work on three, hard work on me, 1, 2, 3.
And his community through Elite Pacific Sports.
Most of my male family members are in prison and, you know, not doing wonderful things. And I think that I went through so much and I did so much in a real short amount of time that it felt unjust to be back there and not share that with people, especially my people that are there.
But back in August, while on a hike, he had a heart attack and learned his is functioning at 30%.
I think my heart's just kind of tired. It's been a rough journey so far, in good and bad ways. My heart's sort of been through a bunch.
That same heart that fueled him as a kid.
I had a pretty tough life, man. I think I never really had a choice. I think it was kind of just like, got to swing your way out of the corner either way.
Led him to the NFL.
It was a big deal, you know. Not so much proving other people right, but proving myself right as a young kid trying to do that.
And past kidney cancer.
It was a quick turnaround. It was almost hard to register, you know, for me. I'm not a big, like, a really emotional guy in those types of situations. So I was probably the only one that wasn't crying or sad in that.
After having surgery, he played in the preseason that same year.
I told them, I said, I got to get back for the preseason. No one really believed that. I was just lucky that I did.
It's why now Williams doesn't lack belief.
I haven't been scared many days of my life, and I'm probably not going to start now. So it's more taking a bit more logical approach, and it's something I can grind through, then we'll grind through it.
His heart's seen it all.
I'm not one to feel sorry for myself. I just wake up and go, and if I die, man, I've done enough in my life to make a difference, and you know, the people in my life know that.
And just like when he wore the crimson and white, he has no plans to quit.
And everyone's going to go through some stuff, man, no matter how strong or how big, tough, whatever. The difference is how you attack that. And I think, you know, if it's one thing they can take from me is that, yeah, I'm not running away from nothing.